Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. If you're passionate about South African politics and the future of our democracy, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop your thoughts in the comment section below, because today's story has South Africa talking. Let's dive into the growing storm around the 2025 general elections, a storm that started with a number. That number? 2021. Yes, you heard that right. In what may go down as one of the most controversial electoral slip-ups in recent South African history, voters and party agents across several provinces have raised serious concerns about ballot papers being printed with the wrong year, 2021, instead of the actual election year, 2025. The fallout from this era is not just logistical, it goes to the very heart of public confidence in South Africa's electoral system. The problem first came to light when images of these misdated ballots began circulating on social media. Platforms like X, formerly Twitter, were ablaze with photos and videos showing the erroneous ballots. These weren't isolated to one province, reports suggest they were seen in multiple areas, though the IEC insists it was only a small batch. As the images spread, so did the outrage. Political parties, watchdog groups, and voters all began demanding answers. In a country still recovering from the distrust sown by corruption scandals and governance failures, any irregularity in our democratic process, no matter how small, strikes a nerve. One of the loudest voices was Namilo Mkhwanotsi from the MK party, who didn't mince his words. According to him, this isn't a mere printing mishap, it's a serious breach of electoral ethics. He said, and I quote, "Despite the fact that the date shown on the very paper that was used to vote is incorrect, we are being urged to assume that these are real results. It is a signal that something is wrong with the overall process." That statement reflects a growing sentiment among many citizens and political actors. If such a basic detail could be overlooked, what other elements of the election might have been compromised? Could it open the door to further irregularities, or even legal challenges to the results? In response, the Independent Electoral Commission acknowledged the mistake but downplayed its significance. According to IEC Chairperson Masotho Moipia, the ballots in question still contained all the necessary security features. The incorrect date, they explained, was a clerical error by a contracted printing agency, and had no bearing on the validity of the vote itself. But that explanation didn't sit well with many. Critics were quick to point out that such an error is more than cosmetic, it's symbolic. It undermines public faith in the system. Thandie Mbile of the Electoral Justice Forum made a powerful point, asking if this kind of omission slipped past quality control, what else might have slipped through? And she's not alone. Civil society organizations have started calling for a full, independent audit of the ballots, particularly in tightly contested provinces like KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng. Legal experts say that if opposition parties decide to challenge the results based on these ballots, the matter could wind up in court, creating a political and constitutional headache the country can ill afford. The IEC, to its credit, has promised a full report on how the error occurred and what steps will be taken to prevent similar incidents in future. They've also issued a public appeal for calm, assuring voters that the integrity of the vote remains intact. But is that enough? This isn't the first time South Africa has dealt with election irregularities, and each time, the public's tolerance wears thinner. From voter roll disputes to ballot tampering accusations in local elections, there's a growing concern that the IEC, once seen as a gold standard in African electoral commissions, is beginning to lose the trust it once commanded. Let's not forget the broader context here. We are living through a period of intense political fragmentation. The ANC's dominance is under serious threat for the first time since 1994. New parties like MK are gaining momentum, regional dynamics are shifting, and coalition politics is becoming more likely than ever before. In that environment, even the perception of unfairness or mismanagement can ignite serious unrest. Remember how protests erupted in parts of KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng in 2021? Those weren't just about Jacob Zuma's imprisonment, they were fueled by a deeper frustration with governance, inequality, and perceived injustices. If people believe that this election is being mismanaged, or worse, rigged, it could create the perfect storm for political instability. The IEC has to get ahead of this narrative, not just with press releases, but with clear, transparent action. South Africans need to know how many ballots were affected. Where did they appear? Were any of them counted? And what concrete steps are being taken to hold the printing contractors accountable? It's also time for serious introspection within the Commission itself. Errors like this don't happen in a vacuum. They reflect systemic weaknesses, whether in procurement, quality control, or oversight. Fixing those weaknesses isn't just a technical issue, it's a democratic imperative. As the nation waits for the IEC's promised report, opposition parties are already gearing up for possible legal battles. Minor parties are considering joint petitions to demand a rerun of the vote in areas affected by the incorrect ballots. And while the IEC may hope that this controversy blows over, it's clear that this isn't going away anytime soon. So, what happens next? Will the IEC regain public trust with its investigation and transparency? Or will this issue deepen the cracks in our already fragile electoral confidence? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the 2025 general elections, already set to be one of the most competitive in South Africa's post-apartheid history, just got a whole lot more complicated. Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments what you think. Was this really just a small mistake, or is it the tip of a much deeper problem? Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more updates, and share this with anyone who needs to know the truth about what's really happening in South Africa's democracy. See you next time.